Hi everyone. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing fine. The Lord has been good to me. Um, so I'll give Him thanks for everything for everything He's been doing for me. It's been 3 weeks since I last posted, but I'm back now, and I'll try to be better. So I don't want to make these videos too long, so I'll get straight to the point. Um, there's something that we will get to talk about in great detail as the videos progress, but I think it's worth introducing right now. Um, I meet so many young people, and sometimes when you get talking about God, one question usually pops up. Okay, if there is a God out there, why would you let bad things happen? Okay, if there is a God out there, where is He? Where is the proof and things like that? So the issue is, some people have gotten to a point where they're like, I think there is no God, and um, that is exactly why we have all this chaos going on out there. People don't acknowledge the presence of God. So I kind of want to answer this before we go on. I've been doing my own observation, research, if you want to call it that, but I've noticed good is so much. It's not the fact good is God there or not. It's not about the evidence of the presence of God or the existence of God. Usually, it boils down to the issue of accountability. You see, it boils down to the issue of accountability. Um, you know, I've been in secondary school, college. Okay, I've been at home as well. I've seen how people act when they're around their parents, and I've seen the same people act in a completely different way when they are away from their parents, either at school or anything else like that. You see, so it's like at home people are mostly hinged. You see, they are grounded. They can't go on acting crazy anyhow. Okay, if they do, they mostly hide it so that the parents don't find out. But in an environment where there are no parents, people do crazy things. I've been in college. I've seen what happens in social weekends. I used to say with my friends, and like, if parents were to just come around at school during one of these social weekends, I'm sure they would withdraw their children from school, because it's crazy. You see, but it's because the parents aren't around, or the guardians, or someone that would hold them accountable for their actions. So it's the same thing with God. If people say there is no evidence to prove the existence of God, I'll be like, what are you talking about? Just look around. Okay, order doesn't come from chaos. You see, everything we have out here is proof of an intelligence. Okay, you know, I look at how things happen. You see how animals do their own things. I'm like, no, this can't happen by an accident. You see, this is not an accident. This is divine intervention. This is divine creation. God created all of this. So it's not about God not being there. God exists. You see, God is around. God is who made everything. Everything we see, the evidence of God is all around. It's just people don't want to see that evidence. People, they are afraid, okay, of accountability. And I'll say this again, it's not good if there is no evidence that there is a God out there. People know there is a God. The evidence is just overwhelming. It's about accountability. The moment that people will acknowledge that there is a God out there, they also have to acknowledge we will stand accountable before Him, because He is our maker. Okay, and at the end of this all, we are going to have to stand before Him and give account of the life we lived, why we did the things we did, why we said the things we said. The Bible literally says, any idle word from you, we're going to stand accountable for that. You see, everything we sow, we're going to reap. Everything we plant, we must harvest. See, that one thing of acknowledging the existence of God will change the whole dynamic of how people live. It means that even if we are alone, we're with friends, we're at school, at home, okay, there's always someone whose eye we can't escape. There's always someone who always sees whatever we do, no matter what that thing is. Okay, and that thought scares people. I have to be honest, for a long time it scared me too, and many times when I'm not living right, when I think about that, it kind of brings me back to home base. Okay, it hinges me back to reality. My actions will matter one day. Okay, I will stand accountable for the things that I've done, and it's the same for everyone. So people would rather live a life of not acknowledging God as God so they can do whatever they want, because that way they are free to do whatever they want. They won't feel any remorse about it. So I'm gonna finish by saying this: there is God, whether you choose to believe it or not, whether I choose to believe it or not. There is God, there is evidence. If you want to see the evidence, you will see it. But how can you find evidence that you don't want to find? People don't want to find God, so they can't find him. See, they don't want him to exist. Okay, so they won't find that evidence, even though it's right there staring them in the face. So God is there, and yes, we are gonna have to stand accountable. So yes, our actions do matter. The words, the things we say, they're gonna matter. So as the series progresses, I just wanted to kind of put it out there, people. It's not that God doesn't exist. The human heart doesn't want God to exist. It hates being accountable. It does not like having to explain itself to a higher power. So think about this. One day my words are gonna come back to you and you will know you heard this. God is existent. He made all these things, and yes, we will be accountable before him, whether we like it or not. I just pray that God helps us, where we get to a point where we realize. And the beautiful thing about it is if you realize there's God out there, things are better. You see, you don't have to be afraid anymore. May God bless you as you meditate on this.